General Dynamics F-16A MLU Fighting Falcon.
Should be some good vapor.
Bondi, I think the cloud base at the moment, I think I'll just be quiet until he finishes this orbit. I think the cloud base at the moment not allowing him to do his full display.
Indeed, same for him yesterday as well, but if yesterday's display was anything to go by, it'll still be a fantastic display of power, speed and agility of the F-16.
And I think he mixed and matched a bit yesterday with the cloud base as it was at the time, but all pilots have, particularly fast jets, have a low and a high show, don't they?
Exactly that, Ben. You both practice your full display, so good weather, and also your poor display, so you might have a rolling and a flat, but the cloud base looks about 2,000 feet up there today, so he'll probably be doing his flat show.
A slow roll there, about 500 feet, and then into a figure of 8.
We just had confirmation from the guys on the control tower that there's a cloud base of about 2,400 feet, so that's going to preclude that from doing his full display, but the weather forecast is set to improve for this afternoon, so hopefully you'll see some fast jets going nice and high and nice and loud in full burn.
Grat was born in 1983. He began pilot training, having joined the Belgian Air Force in 2002, flying the basic trainer used by that air arm, the Marchetti SF-260. He then trained on the Alpha Jet and went back to Belgium, having used the Alpha Jets in France, to complete conversion to the F-16 in 2005. He's part of 350 Squadron at Florennes. And of course he's taken part in all of the actions in which the Belgian F-16s have been engaged in recent years, such as supporting the NATO International Security Assistance Force, ISAF, in Afghanistan, also Operation Unified Protector over Libya. Has also flown the Belgian F-16s in Lithuania as part of what's called the Baltic Air Policing Commitment. The 3 Baltic states are not able to conduct their own air defence missions, so they're provided on their behalf by other NATO countries. Now slowing it right down, Bondi, for the slow speed pass.
Indeed, a trademark manoeuvre of the F-16, seen at many shows throughout the years. Grat will be slowing the aeroplane right the way down here, high angle of attack, slow speed with the power right back, and it'll be a great opportunity to get those photos as he runs in from crowd left.
About 110 knots for this pass, and some nice effects will be created by the smoke generators as well. slow speed run, Grant will now be accelerating the jet up to about Mach 0.95 for his high speed pass. It's incredible to think now that over the course of almost 40 years, 4,500 F-16s have been built. The 4,500th example was delivered to the Royal Moroccan Air Force last year by the aircraft's current manufacturer, Lockheed Martin. And of course, it's been hugely developed over the years as well. When it was conceived, the F-16 was seen as a lightweight fighter, but that development has led to it becoming a true multi-role machine, equally capable in the air-to-air and air-to-ground spheres. And indeed, the Belgian, as with the Dutch examples we're going to be seeing later, have been updated under the MLU, the midlife upgrade, and are now broadly similar in many ways to newer production F-16s, even though these airframes are now some 30 years old. I think he's putting the gear down now for what is listed on his display sheet as a touch and go, but he won't actually be able to touch down or even do this over the runway, will he?
No, that's correct, Ben. Any manoeuvre that's in the display sequence has to be done to something called a 230 metre line. So if you look to the front of the runway, you can see some orange cones sticking up from the grass. That is the 230 metre line, and any fast jets have to stick to that whilst during their display.
And a wing rock to herald that this is the final pass of that display. And a bit of a final flourish before he turns onto what we call the downwind leg in the opposite direction to the takeoff direction today. We're on runway 09 owing to the wind direction. Of course, most of the aircraft would wish to take off into wind. We did see a couple of downwind takeoffs yesterday, but they're going downwind as we welcome our FM radio listeners to Airshow FM. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us at the second day of RIAT 2013. And coming in to complete his sequence, Commandant Renaud Grat-Tis from the Belgian Air Component with their F-16A MLU Fighting Falcon. Another F-16 display to come from the Dutch later in the afternoon, and we'll be seeing Grat and the spare F-16 taking off to return to Belgium later.
Might be worth pointing out, Ben, you talked about a few technicalities about how a display is shaped there, whilst Grant is just coming back in. In addition to that 230 metre line, of course, that explains a little bit about why some of the aircraft on their takeoff run will then go to capture that particular line. It's not part of their display manoeuvre. They actually have to then fly to the left or the right, depending which way they're taking off, to capture that line. And of course, the other important things that they build their display around is the A and the B axis. The A axis just goes very simply from left to right in front of you, and the B straight out over towards the hangars there. And we'll occasionally, during the course of the day, refer to a 45-degree angle. Bondi was always very fond of those, I remember, his 45-degree angles, and that's, of course, to the left and right in between those two axes. I just that might help sort of fill the picture of how these guys fill the display.